Okay, this is the organic chemistry test, right? All the knowledge that you need to know, and it's kind of like the minimum that you need to know, right, for each individual one. Okay, right, so what is an alkane, and draw the dot and cross. Now I'm not going to get to do the dot and cross, right? What I'm just going to do is just do the formulas. Okay, so it's like the drawings, it's like the stick diagrams of each individual one to start off with. What is an alkane? An alkane is a hydrocarbon, and it's just got hydrogen and carbon in it, nothing else. Methane has got one carbon. Each one of those little lines there is a hydrogen, because carbon always has 4 hydrogen bonds, or 4 bonds, right? So methane is CH4. Propane is C, 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 line, 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 and each one of those little lines is then a hydrogen bond. And if you look at every single one of the carbons, every single one of the carbons has got 4 little lines going to it, 4 bonds. So the formula of propane is C3H, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ethane has got 2 carbons, lines around it, H, 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 H. And again, if you notice that they're supposed to be H's, we've got 4 bonds per carbon, so it's C2H6. Okay, that's ethane. What's the general formula for an alkane? Right, so the general formula for an alkane is CnH2n plus 2. So what that means is a carbon that's got 10 carbons in it, it would be C10. H, 2 times 10 is 20, add 2 would be 22. What are the 3 main steps to make crude oil? Okay, firstly, it is plankton, so little tiny living sea creatures sink to the bottom of the ocean. Okay, then once they've sunk to the bottom of the ocean, they get covered in sediments, and they are squashed and heated, okay, because the core of the earth is then quite a bit hotter. Then stage 3 is over millions of years, okay, so it doesn't happen very quickly at all, right? It turns into crude oil, but one key point is there is no oxygen, all right, so they don't have the ability to decay, so there is no oxygen present. Right. What is the name of the process? Shown in the diagram. So the process is fractional distillation. And why are the fractions separated? It's all to do with their boiling points. Okay, so at the top here, right, what they do is they have boiling points that are very, very low, right, so it could be minus 200 and whatever it is degrees, they turn into a gas, and at the bottom they'll have very high boiling points. Question number 5, describe the trend for the number of carbon atoms in the fractional distillation column. Right, so the trend, so what we're looking for now is we're looking for the pattern. So it is the number of carbon atoms decrease up the column. Okay, so if you've got a column there like that, right, doesn't look anything like it at all, then there'll be small there, large there. Okay, so viscosity is kind of how thick and runny it is. So like treacle is very viscous and water isn't. So viscosity increases down the column. So you have at the bottom, you have like tar and thicker substances, and at the top you have very runny substances and eventually becoming gases. Why does the chain have an impact on boiling point? right? It's all to do with the intermolecular forces. Okay, I always like to think about it as pasta, right? So if you've got big long chains like that, like spaghetti, right, and you make them go cold or let them go cold, what they are is they're very difficult to separate because there's intermolecular forces going on in between each one. If you've got little pieces of pasta and you let them go cold, what they are is they're very easy to separate because the intermolecular forces are considerably less. So what does the chain length have, why does the chain length have an impact on the boiling point? It's all to do with the intermolecular forces, it's the attraction between them. Question number 8. What 3 things are essential for combustion? You've got to have oxygen, you've got to have heat, and you've got to have a fuel, right? If you take each one of those away, then what will happen is there will be no fire or anything for combustion. Right, the word and symbol equation for the combustion of methane. So word is methane plus oxygen. Now you'll be able to fit this on a bit better. Methane plus oxygen makes carbon dioxide plus water. Okay, and in this one, okay, is CH4, which is a gas, plus 2O2, which is a gas, goes to CO2, which is a gas, plus 2H2O, which is a liquid. Okay, and then the 2's there are due to the balancing. Question number 10. What are the 2 tests for carbon dioxide? The first one is cobalt chloride paper. Okay, and the second one is you have lime water, and if you pass carbon dioxide through lime water, what it does, it goes cloudy white, it forms a white precipitate. Question number 11, what is cracking? That is the breaking up of long chain molecules, can't spell chain, molecules, or hydrocarbons would probably be even better, hydrocarbons into small, useful hydrocarbons. Right, so basically if you've got a big long chain that's useless, like tar, and it's never going to be tar, what you can do, you can chop it into small sections, and then what you could do, you have loads of